First of all, what is ecology? Ecology is the scientific study of interactions among organisms and between organisms and their environment. The biosphere consists of all life on Earth and all parts of the Earth in which life exists, including land, water, and the atmosphere. Ecological studies may focus on levels of organization that include species, population, community, ecosystem, and biome. Biotic and abiotic factors. Ecologists use the word environment to refer to all our conditions or factors surrounding an organism. Environmental conditions include biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic factors is any living part of the environment with which an organism might interact, including animals, plants, mushrooms, and bacteria. An abiotic factor is any non-living part of the environment, such as sunlight, precipitation, soil type, heat, and wind. Interaction is very important between abiotic and biotic components. A huge example of this is when thunderstorms cause forest fires. Both factors are related in some way that when one changes, the other will change too. Modern ecologists use three methods in their work: observation, experimentation, and modeling. Each of these approaches relies on scientific methodology to guide inquiry. As we know, organisms need energy for growth, reproduction, and their own metabolic processes. In short, if there is no energy, there are no life functions. You get energy from the plants and animals you eat. But where does the energy in your food comes from? For most life on Earth, sunlight is the ultimate energy source. Autotrophs use solar or chemical energy to produce food by assembling inorganic compounds into complex inorganic molecules. Autotrophs are also called primary producers. The most common primary producers harness solar energy through the process of photosynthesis. But what about organisms that live on ecosystems without light? These organisms carry out a process called chemosynthesis, in which chemical energy is used to produce carbohydrates. Chemosynthetic organisms are not only found in the deepest, darkest ocean, however. Several types of chemosynthetic producers have since been discovered in deep-sea volcanic vents or hot springs. Heterotrophs are the ones that acquire energy from other organisms by ingesting them in one way or another. Heterotrophs are also called consumers. There are different types of heterotrophs. For example, carnivores, herbivores, omnivores, scavengers, decomposers, and detritivores. Energy flow in ecosystems is represented in two ways. The first one is the food chain. A food chain is a series of steps in which organisms transfer energy by eating and being eaten. But in most ecosystems, feeding relationships are much more complicated than the relationships described in a single simple chain. One reason for this is that many animals eat more than one kind of food. Ecologists call these networks of feeding interactions a food web. So we have different trophic levels and different animals that eat other animals. So we have many options that cannot be represented in a simple food chain. Each step in a food chain or food web is called a trophic level. Primary producers always make up the first trophic level. Various consumers occupy every other level. Another way of representing the energy flow in ecosystems are ecological pyramids. There are three types of ecological pyramids: the pyramids of energy, the pyramids of biomass, and the pyramids of numbers.